All right, let's see if she'll turn. Oh yeah, I'm tightening the bolt down. I'll do that, but oh, I think I saw it move. Hey everybody, welcome back to Ogre Speed Shop. Guess where we're at? We are back at the junkyard. We're going to start working on another project here that I'm pretty much looking forward to. It's pretty similar to some of the other ones I've had. We're going to do a little different on this one because it's not going to be four-wheel drive. Okay, let's take a look at what we got. There you have it. I believe it's a 69 or 70 C10, 292, but there's a surprise with that. But anyways, this is going to be something else we're going to try to get running here. And then we got a lot to do because you see there's no wheels on this one. Well, tires are blown on that. No tire there. Still drum brake. So definitely one I'm looking forward to working on because I don't have any of their trailing arm. And I don't think this one is either. You gotta be kidding me. This is freaking spring too. I thought I was gonna get a trailing arm one for once. But that is a spring front end or a spring rear end. Leaf spring rear end. God, I can't speak today. But anyways, this is what we're gonna be working on. Trying to get this thing running. Let's open the hood, see what we got. So as you can see, this is not a 292. It's a V8. I have no idea what it is. It could be a 327, could be a 307, could be a 350, a 305, who knows? But we'll have to find out eventually. Missing all the accessories. And but yeah, this is what we're gonna get into. And the first thing we need to do is check and see if it'll spin. If not, I think the first thing we'll need to do is pull the plugs and spray some stuff down the cylinders. So let's do that. And it is a manual too. I don't know if it's a 4-speed or a 3-speed. What is it? Looks like it's a 4-speed. Yep. It doesn't say low on it. Maybe it's not a grainy first. It'd be kind of cool. But anyways, I guess we can check out this a little bit. We got definitely bad cab corner right there. Rockers, go figure. Floor pans, used to that. Unfortunately, we got a shattered rear window, but I think all my trucks need windows anyways, except for the 1-ton. I think it's still good. But yeah, at least the door windows are good. Again, floors, cab corner, rockers, all the usual. But it's 2-wheel drive, and we're gonna keep it that way. Probably slam it, do something fun with it, you know. But first, let's see what this engine's doing. I think before we try cranking it over, we're gonna check the oil real quick, just to see if we got anything. Apologize if I start yelling, it's because it's windy out here, and I think I need to. It's a little low, but there's some in it. All right, let's get this on the crank. I would try the pulley, but as you see, there's nothing there holding it together. So, or the fan, I should say, not the pulley, but the fan. And the battery box actually looks like in pretty good shape. Wheel well, that's a whole different story. And it looks like the core support's a little rotted too. The little lever on this thing's broken. It's the second time it's done it. I don't know how it keeps breaking. I don't have a snap-on dealer anymore, so. All right, let's see if she'll turn. Oh yeah, I'm tightening the bolt down. Yep. She is locked up. I'll wiggle it. I don't think I have a breaker bar with me. Let's see if it'll move it all backwards. It is moving, but not in a good way. You might be able to free it up. We've done it in the past. We can try it again. Well, that ain't good. The fuel pump's missing and it's not blocked off. So that's been open to the elements. Drive shaft still slides, so that's good. It's got some lubrication in there. What about the throttle? I did spray this down the other day when I was over here, but No, it's still locked up. Which could be a good thing, you know, at least it's not open. Let's pull some spark plugs and fill her up. I don't have my scope today either, so this thing's literally the K members on the ground. So we'll definitely have to see on this one. But if we can get that engine unlocked, I think I'm still interested in it. At least the spark plugs are tight. Cool. And they're all there. I wonder if the clutch works. I didn't think about that. Is it in gear? I always forget about that part. It is not in gear. The clutch. Ooh. The clutch might be working. Just crazy for trying, but nope. All right, let's pull some spark plugs. All right, let's pull the first one. It might just tell us exactly how bad it's going to be. Ugh. Dirty, but not. I mean, that's all dirt that came off of the hole. Maybe I should clean the holes first. No, it doesn't look bad. Maybe a little rich. I just realized I have my microphone on so you can hear me from all the way over there. Kind of cool. I've caught myself singing a few times on the microphone. No, you don't get to hear it because I suck. But anyways. Yes, I am not a singer by any meaning. And what's number 3 got for us? Yeah. Running rich too. I can't believe these wires aren't chewed up like everything else is. It's so crusty everywhere, cruddy, dirty. I can't even get that back there. I don't know if I can even get the wrench back there or not. There it is. Between the brake lines and the clutch Z-bar. Oh, this thing is... The clutch is rubbing on the exhaust manifold. The bar from the pedal. So I'm thinking these engine mounts are probably toast. Number 5. Same thing, dirty, a little dark. Expecting one of these to be pretty rusty, but I may just find it's the could be the top end. It's frozen up. It still seems to be sealed, but you know how that goes. Y'all been following me for a while. I remember the 366 we got unstuck at the oil field. That one was pretty bad too, but it had a really solid. It rotated a little bit and then just hit a dead spot. And if you remember how we got through it, best way to it, I was using the starter for all that torque. All right, number 7. No rust, so that's a good thing. All right, I'm gonna pull this other side out, and I'll come back to you when we get them all done. I got them all out. Not a single one of them is rusty. That's one thing about where we're at in Oklahoma. It doesn't get a lot of moisture, so everything kind of stays dry for the most part. You still get rust, obviously, you know, but the rust on these trucks isn't from moisture in the air. It's from, you know, stuff sitting down inside here and under the battery box, and just the rockers in general getting water stuck in them. But I'm going to spray some PB Blaster in all the cylinders and let it soak. Probably put the spark plugs back in and come back later and see if we can get it to turn over. Might work on the carburetor a little bit, try to get it loosened up. All right, we got the cylinders as full as I could get to them. So we let that stew for a little bit. We'll come back and see if we can get her to crank. We'll probably lift her up and maybe even try from the flywheel, just for, you know, a little more torque. But we got to get her off the ground first. And like I said, she's sitting on her K member. But we'll get to her. All right, we're back at the yard again, and it's been probably over a week since I've been here on this one. We worked on a couple other things out here, but we're gonna see if we can get this to crank over again. If not, we're gonna get it out of the dirt and see if we can get on the flywheel and turn it from that. But it's been soaking for over a week now. Hopefully, it is enough to break it loose. Probably pull the valve covers off too, just because. But oh god, I just tripped over, grass. But yeah, let's get this thing to where we can get it out of here at least. Well, let's at least see if the hood opens any better since I lubed up the hinges. Oh yeah, wow, that's smooth as hell now. Awesome. Yeah, nothing's changed. It's not turning over by itself yet. Let me go get a wrench. Hey, I'm back. And this thing is so low. Yep. Not even close. Can we go back the other way just for the heck of it? I swear I've seen it move before. I did just see it move. But she's pretty locked up. But let's see if we can get it off the ground and get to the flywheel. Got this rubber mat. It's really thick. I usually use it underneath my trailer hitch, my trailer foot. But it makes for nice jack point. Going to watch it to make sure it doesn't fall off the frame. So that should give me a good look at the frame too. Make sure it's worth keeping. Roll back a little bit. That's it. All right. So what can I find? Put under this thing. Okay, this is a junkyard. I should be able to find something I can put underneath that to hold it. Wow, the steering is locked. Probably because the other side's still in the dirt. Let me look around a little bit, see if I can find something to put under there. All right, I got one side propped up with a rim right now. I kind of want to go higher, but I'm trying to jack up the other side right now and maybe get another rim on that side. Those have rally wheels on them, so I'm not sure what these wagon wheels came off of, but they're working good enough. So we'll get her back up here. That's as high as that one's going. Let's see if it'll steer now. God, why is that locked? It's like a locking steering wheel. There it goes. Well, this has got a great turning radius. All right, let me see if I can get some under that side over there. I'll be back. It's not up very high, but because of the design of this transmission, that flywheel is super easy to get to. See it right there? This tire is losing air. Something just kicked something on me or blew something. It must have been air. That was a weird feeling. But anyways, this side still has a shock on. The other side doesn't have a shock. I'm going to see if I can get a pry bar on there and get it to turn. I'll zoom you guys into the crank, see if you can see it up here. All right, y'all watch that crank pulley right now. See if it starts to move. I would bring you in down here, but there really isn't enough room. And I don't want to knock you over in case I run into another slithery animal while I'm under here. Found one over across the way, different part of the yard, but either way, it scared the crap out of me at first, but then I realized it was just a king snake or a rat snake or something. It was not a rattlesnake, so I wasn't too worried about it. The only thing I got to clamp or hit or pry off of is a starter over here, and I don't really want to do that, but Oh, I think I saw it move. Yep, she's moving. You see it up there? She's crunchy though. It could be all the crap that's built up inside this bell housing too. That totally sounds like it's coming from the clutch. It's not taking a lot of effort to do, so that's good. Just keep it on there. All right. So that was backwards. Let's see if we can move it forward now. Move you back a little bit here. Oh. Well, that ain't good. Why is it moving backwards but not? Did it move up here? Let me look at the footage. You guys could see, but I couldn't. So let me look at it. I'm not real sure what's going on, but it's going backwards, but it will not go forward yet. There's a lot of junk stuck up in there too, so maybe I'll clear out some of that dirt and maybe try it again, but I don't know. I'm going to keep going backwards with it. Maybe I'll get on this side, on the driver's side, and try cranking on this side as well. But I'm just going to work on that side for now. I'll be back. All right, seems to be moving very easily backwards now. Like it took very little effort spinning it with a crowbar underneath, or a pry bar, whatever you want to call it. Let's see if it'll go forward now. As soon as I switch this thing back over, so I get this thing fixed because it's broken. Either that or I'll get an icon one because I don't have a Snap-on dealer around here anymore. Oh, look at that. We just made it past the one hard spot. There's a little hard spot right there. This fan is annoying. I wonder if I moved on the other side of the... Trying to get a couple revolutions out of this, but... There's like one semi-rough spot. We are past that now. Awesome. Cool. That was more than 2 revolutions, so I am happy with that. I was a little worried that this wasn't going to free up, but seems to have freed up now. A lot of dirt. Imagine that. This is going to be a new balancer too. Looks like it's the same year, generation, whatever. Looks like the timing mark is in the middle. Piss poor design, because how do you time it without the water pump being off? Just saying. What are the odds that the starter will work? Wow. That's how small that battery cable is. That's kind of tiny. At least the ground is closer to being right. Neither one of them have connectors. I meant to grab some when I was in town earlier, but I forgot. That there is a motor mount bolt. No, that's too small. It's a 3/8. Oh, that's the alternator. Somebody took the alternator. At least they left the bolt. That was nice of them. Did they leave the spacer? They took the spacer. So they took the spacer. Well, I do kind of want to crank it with the starter, if it will. I got battery posts or battery cables. They're crappy, but maybe I can use this extension cord. There's no fuel pumps. I don't have to worry about pumping fuel. These motor mounts are freaking toast, though. This thing is smashed down so far into the. It's hitting the valve over here. It's hitting the clutch over here. So motor mounts will be definitely first on the list here. Anyways, let me see if I can get some battery power to this thing. All right, we're using the old school trick here. Vice grips. I should probably turn this back a little bit, but see if it'll work just as it is. All right. I don't hear no sparkies. Could be because this thing's so corroded. It probably has no continuity to ground, actually. All right. Well, it doesn't sound good, but it's cranking. When I get some good cables on there, it'll be fine. It can get hot. Oh, you got something going. Huh. It'd be funny if it cranked from the key. If it even has a key. It has a key. Should we try it? Yep, that would be a no. It's because we don't have power. The wire is disconnected over here. Oh yeah, there it is. Could probably put power to the whole car if we wanted to. That's pretty cool. So tempted just to put power to it and see if it'll fire. The ignition wire is barely there. Suppose we try tightening down the spark plugs, plugging them back in. It's an HEI distributor, so I have every confidence that'll work. Now, bad thing is I know the carburetor is locked up. Kind of messed with it a little bit at one point, but didn't have a filter on it, so you know how that goes. Spray it down some more. Kind of need to see down inside the carburetor, see how bad it is. Yeah, hard to say. It's pretty muddy. Choke was closed, so that's a good thing. All right, I got a wire to the ignition. So if I just put the power on there and hit the starter, I should probably move you guys to the other side because I got to get in there to the starter. I'm just going to use brake clean for now because the throttle doesn't even move anyways. So let's see what happens. If we get any kind of bark off at all. So do we have spark? Let me move you this way just a little bit. Still see? Yep. So she'll still crank. Heard it kick over. Did you hear that? I'm sure the bowl is just full of dirt. Ow. Still hooked up. This would be a lot easier if I just hooked the trigger up, but try to tell me that ain't trying to start? Come on now, that's awesome. It ain't sounding great, but yeah. You all heard it though, right? It did start, it did crank or fire. So I'd say our ignition is good if we just get it hooked up properly. And we get that carburetor unstuck would be nice as well. Let me tap on it a little bit here. I'll be back if I get it unstuck. Now, I'm going to do something I don't suggest you try. So like I said, I do things one way. Sometimes other people do it too, but I'm going to try starting it or running it without the carburetor on there. Just to see if it barks off this way. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, it did bark a little bit, but not enough to get it to run. I don't want a chance of backfire and catching shit on fire, so I'm going to leave it there. Got the carburetor over on the tailgate. We'll pull it apart and see what we find. All right, so this thing has all kinds of crud in it. So I don't think it's really going to be a... I think I have to take it completely apart to get all this crap out of it. Kind of got this part to move earlier, but yeah, it ain't moving this side over here, so I need to get that to move as well. Another thing I've been dealing with is ticks. I've been finding ticks on me, which I don't like, which I don't think anybody would, but the last one I dealt with this stuck was the C65 at the oil field, and that turned out to be a lost cause. Another one of those things you shouldn't do. If I use the idle screw, they could turn it with the torque. Well, it's all the way in, so no. See, I actually think this side is freed up. I'm going to work at this a little bit and I'll be back. Alright, so I got it starting to free up a little bit. These butterflies are what's actually sticking. So I need to get it open enough to where I can get down in there and kind of file it or sand it or something. But it gets to that, like that point right there, doesn't want to go any further. I don't think the choke is in the way, but no, that's free. I kind of just want to force it, but I've already broken one. Oh, there it goes. Just needed past that little point. It's no wonder there's all kinds of nasty crap down in there. Well, at least it was closed and didn't get down into the intake. All right, now we're getting somewhere. Trying some new brake clean from CarQuest. Seems to clean pretty good. I feel like that's not all the way open, but maybe it is. I think we're good. At least better than we were. Let's see if I back the idle screw off, if that'll change it. Set the transfer slots. Won't go all the way closed to square it. That butterfly's bent. Looking pretty good over there. It's not even moving it. That's screwed all the way in, but it's not moving the transfer slots. Pretty sure that one's bent. That's all the way backed off. Where's this one? It's bent. Oh no, it's definitely that one. I don't know. It's almost a square on this side. This side's not even close. So I'm guessing this must have twisted. Oh yeah, it did. The shaft itself is twisted. So I'm going to have to take this all apart. See if I can straighten that. Bend this back. Might be enough to get it running though. It'll just be my idle control. Well, we free up the butterflies at least, so that's something. No accelerator pump, of course. I'm sure the bowl is completely filled with crap. We got it freed up at least. All right, we're gonna try this again with the carburetor on there. Now I can control it. I really doubt this is gonna do any good. Fill the bowl up. If you notice, it is blue because it's a oil mix, it's 2-stroke oil. If it does start, it's gonna have problems running because it's got vacuum leaks, but okay, starter, stop. That was running, sort of. Spray a little down inside. Oh boy. Definitely no accelerator pump. Well, we heard it bark off a couple times. Just ain't liking it. All right, we're gonna try it again. Get the trigger hooked up this time so I can control stuff a little bit easier. I don't know if it's pulling from the bowl or not, but I just bought these bottles on Amazon. It was like $9 for 6 of them. Definitely no accelerator pump. Maybe I need more speed. Let's hook the jump pack up to it and see if that'll help. All right, let's get the jump pack hooked up. Probably be a lot easier, a lot better if I, with good cables too. So I just don't have them with me today. Okay, see what it does now. And there's it. After I choked it, it kind of kicked. Doing good. Definitely got a dead hole, at least one. There you have it. She's a runner. Oh, you gotta try this one more time. I think we just ran out of gas. That didn't sound good. What the heck was that? Ugh. The exhaust? Oh shit. Is that seriously disconnected? Oh no, it ain't. What the heck am I looking at here? What just clunked? Could have been an exhaust, I guess. Weird. Oh. There's a damn screwdriver fell. Okay. She ran Ran decently there. I think we need more juice and we need more time. Well, the good news is it does run. We heard it run. So that's a good thing. So it's a good start anyways. All right, did it have oil pressure? I'm convinced we're good. God dang it, did it fall? Let's see, did it catch it or not? Well, the oil pressure did start to go up even before it fired up, and then it vibrated away from the view. So I should have left it big and then try to zoom in later, but got oil pressure, so that's good. So got oil pressure, she runs, the throttle kind of works. So, but we're running out of juice. I'm out of battery, so we gotta call it for today. Let to come back, try to charge the battery up and do some wiring, get some wiring going on this thing. Maybe we can start it from the inside of the truck. So I decided to get curious to see how long this has been sitting. Check that out, 1995. So what is that, 31 years? Yeah, that's 31 years. That's pretty good. I can live with that. I really do like the patina on this. I like the blue. It's a trip too because this is a leaf spring truck, which is rare for Chevy C10s this era. They usually went with the trailing arm, but yeah, pretty cool. 1995. Yesterday the C10 was right here, but it's gone today. It's because my buddy Freddie moved it over here to a little easier place to work on it. Now I can pull right up to it, have the truck right beside it, instead of having to walk a mile every time when I need a tool. So good to go. Just gonna get it back up off the ground. So we want to play with the brakes today. We're gonna do some wiring, get this thing starting and running from the inside of the truck because we got a key, so we might as well use it. So that's what we're gonna do on this run. Still gotta find wheels. Surprisingly enough, there aren't a whole lot of 6-lug wheel choices out here, so I don't know what I'm gonna do about that, but we'll figure something out. Like the square bodies have it, but I think it has to be, no, that's just a half ton. So if I can find some wheels that'll fit, then get it up off the ground for good, it'd be nice. So still gotta do tires. I also brought some some fuel jugs, but that's for a different project. You probably have already seen that project before you can get to see this one, but it's one of those things, you know, I got a bunch of things going on at once here. But let's get this thing put up so we can do some wiring on it. So one thing I did discover yesterday here is there's ticks. You gotta be kind of careful with that now that I'm kind of out of the grass. Hopefully I won't run into any more today. But yeah. Trying to stop and find tick spray someplace, but the only thing I could find was like horse spray, and even that was like, you know, iffy at best. So I brought wood blocks to put on here this time, so hopefully that'll be all right. Just enough to keep the rotor or the drums off the ground so we can get them off. Is it riveted on there? What the heck? So I have to pull the, I actually feel loose. Well, that's a good loose. Oh, that's the tie rod clicking. Too bad the adjustment hole's not lined up at the bottom. Maybe adjust it out to get it to spin. I got a crowbar, pry bar, I think. I kept it in here. So you can tap on it a little bit and maybe break her loose. Wow, that's That plane's kind of low. Looks like my jack's leaking. All right, let's see if we can get these loose. They were buried in the ground, so there's no telling. You can get this on here somehow. Oh, look at that. So we can get it around to the adjustment. Well, I suppose I can pull it off since it's not completely stuck on there. Definitely original, because I mean, I've never seen rivets on these before. She is full of dirt though. I don't know if I can even get something in there to try to adjust it back. Let's see if I can keep going. How's it getting tighter? I didn't want to do that yet. It might come to that, but it's going to be a kind of a warm day today by the feels of it. Should start bringing a canopy out here with me. Maybe summer's finally coming. I don't know if you can see all that dirt falling out of the adjustment hole or not. Tell you what, my knees don't like being on like that. Well, the bearings seem to be tight. It's just the tie rod in making that noise. All right, well, that's one unstuck. 3 more to go. Think the rest of them will be that easy? Doubtful. All right, I'll bring you back if there's any problems. I stopped by CarQuest to pick up a new battery cable. I bought one, but then I realized it didn't have the pigtail on it to run to the power here, so I went and stopped at O'Reilly's and got that one. And it's a 56 incher. I think it should be enough. And I also bought a fuel pump just to put in here so it's the hole's covered. You can get rid of this rag. I don't know why it's there. I got a feeling the line going to the back is a 5/16 though, because this was originally a 292 engine, which means it probably has 5/16 hard line instead of 3/8. But yeah, so I gotta clean that plate, get that thing, make sure. I already tested the push rod, and I think it was a sticker on me. I think the push rod was moving, so yeah, push rod still moves, so we're good on that. So it also probably prevented a lot of oil from coming out that way too. But anyways, we got to get some actual wiring installed on this thing. So first thing I'm going to start with is the main battery cable. Get this thing out of here so we can get some, some 2 gauge or 4 gauge over whatever this 8 gauge is that's here. Plus have the connections that go to the main power here. And we'll fix that as well because that's pretty chewed up. Get some PB Blaster on that. Sorry I'm out of breath, but I was working on those brakes. Good old PB Blaster. Not sponsored, but been using it for years. I don't know why I said years like that, but you know. And what size is that? be either a 5/8 or a 9/16. That one looks like it's probably 9/16. That's what got me yesterday. Stuff falling. It's barely tight. Can't feel it with these gloves on. Figured out that I smashed my thumb earlier. You guys weren't on when I did it, but I smashed my finger when I was like I did over there on the brakes. I was using the crowbar, and it slid, and my hammer was right on the ground, and somehow it was perfectly aligned and smashed my thumb on that. So yeah, that was kind of crazy. Oh yeah, there it goes. I love when these come off by hand, or at least partially after you loosen it. It's always nice when it just comes off. I think 56 inches is probably overkill for this, but I just want to make sure I had enough length. Now we can get rid of this thing, because that is look how thin that is. That's garbage. I'm going to drop that because it's got the bolts in it. If you ever get a chance to do work at a junkyard like this, make sure you either make it or leave it better than it was when you got here, or the same. I see so many people go through and just pulling parts of the junkyard. If you're not going to buy it, don't pull it. And just be courteous enough to clean up after yourself. I think probably the best way to do this is to shoot it out sideways here, like it was, to avoid the exhaust. I'm also using a 24R battery, which is opposite side, because it came out of our Lexus before we scrapped it. Now it's the truck for the battery for the 2500. So we're going to leave the starter wire for now, because that's what we were using to I tapped in up here. That's what we were using yesterday to crank it with the trigger. So I know that's good, at least to there. There we go. Okay, so now we got a plug for the accessory battery for the truck power too. Okay, so what I was saying earlier is if you take a part off, don't just throw it someplace on the ground. Either put it in the back of the truck or in the car someplace, so that way it doesn't get so the junkyard stays nice, basically. Go ahead and put the bolt on there just so it doesn't get lost. Any trash you bring, take it home. Well, hit the ground. Oh, I see it. It's shiny, so at least you can see it. Some of the dirty bolts from yesterday, kind of hard to see. That includes my sockets, my impact sockets. They're black, so yeah, they're kind of hard to see when they fall. And y'all saw the ratchet fall on me. Scared the crap out of me. Thought I blew the freaking motor up, but it just turned out it was a ratchet fell because I had it up here on the cowl, or the core support, and it fell, and it bumped my leg because I was standing next to the bumper here, and it bumped that, and I thought something flew out from underneath the motor. Thought I blew it for sure, but we didn't, so that was good. Okay, so we need power wire from here to here, and we need to fix this, because that is not good. There's look how small that wire is, but we'll fix it. I'm not going to bore you with that, though. I don't know where he went, but there was a little rabbit. Oh, there he goes. And he almost walked right up to me. Yeah, I missed him. All right, we got brand new cables on now. Wires, main power to the truck is hooked up. See if we get any spark. Doesn't appear to. And that's awfully loose. This one a little tighter than that, obviously. Should be a negative battery post, but seems a little big. There we go. Can I remove this easily? Still somewhat, yeah. All right, so we got power to the truck now. Let's see if it'll crank with the key. Yeah, I'm going to turn the microphone off. All right, let's see if it turns the key. All right. Here. stuck that on there to keep it protected. What if you put this back up here? Pull my wire off. And where'd it go? It was just here, right there. Plug this one back in. There we go. Put a little bit of fuel down in there and see if it'll bark off on its own. Alright, let's see what happens now. It's cranking a lot better than it did yesterday. Boy, that stir sure is crusty. I don't think we got spark. It really surprises me considering how nice this wiring is in here. Did I plug in the wrong one? It's actually plugged in. Maybe not. I can't tell if I'm on there or not. Feels like I am. God dang it, I gotta stop leaving stuff on the cowl. Because when I do, it falls. I'll just clear it off here so it stops falling. And we got 12 volts. So it should be working. There's 12 volts to the wire. If I can hook this back up and actually utilize it. It's not the right connection, but cool. We can crank from the engine or from inside there. See if I can make it run a little bit longer. So a little more fuel to the bowl, and even though I know the accelerator pump ain't working, also kind of want to look to see if the oil pressure is working or not. Pressure, and the reason why it sounds so lumpy is because it doesn't have much of an exhaust. So, all right, so our wiring is good. We can start it and run it from inside the truck. So now we got to figure out fuel. And I brought a fuel pump. Like I said, I'm pretty sure this is 5/16 fuel line. And looking at the tank behind the bed or behind the seat, it kind of looks newish. So I wonder if there's a chance that it's actually good. I didn't bring my bore scope. I meant to bring my bore scope to look, but I forgot. Yeah, it's definitely 5/16. So this was definitely originally a 292 engine. Somebody swapped out a small block into. So, which ain't a big deal. You just gotta clamp it down a little tighter, but I don't know if it's if we got good fuel or not. But we'll come back to that. All right, so we got a truck that runs from the inside of the truck. The two front brakes are freed up now. That one's really good. This one's still a little sticky, but I think once we get her moving and whatnot, we can that'll free up too. I'm sure the rears are probably frozen up as well. But we need tires. Well, we need wheels and tires. So I got some of these at home for the K10. It would probably work to get it moving around. And then you got a wagon wheel over here, which is what we had over there. So I don't know. We'll figure something out though. So I jacked the rear end up to check the brakes back here, and I think they're either disconnected or they don't have any shoes in them, but what the heck? A minute ago they spun free. Look at that. Sticks a little bit, but that might be from the mid bearing. This kind of messed up. That spins freely. This one really spins freely. Almost too free. The tire almost feels like it's got air in it. But so yeah, the rears are free. So now we just need to find wheels and we can make this thing drive. Pretty cool. I just realized I hadn't gone into the glove box in this thing yet. The different RPO codes are. There's all the options. Heavy duty rear spring. Oil bath air cleaner. Light blue is the original color. The thing that bothers me is this thing's full of piston rings. Why? Let's close that up. The radio's right there. I don't know why it's taken out, but it's there. And they were smokers. But the cigarette lighter's still there. So everything's still in here. So, except for like the floors. But oh, I was talking about the tank before. It looks pretty clean. I gotta get my bore scope out and find out exactly. I mean, it probably is original, but it doesn't look too bad. Let's just see what the neck shows us. Yeah, dirty. A little rusty, but I can't see down in there. Cool. Gotta find wheels and tires. Wheels and tires, I could probably drive this thing. Hook up some fuel to it and just drive it. But yeah, surprisingly enough, in a yard this size, there's no 6x5.5. But you know, there's close. But the offset would be different, so it'd be hard to get them on. Because they wouldn't clear the A-arms or springs or whatever. So yeah, we're back out here another day, and I brought my scope so we can check the tank, see if that's going to be usable. I might vacuum out the inside, at least get the glass out of it, because you can see the window, the back window was shattered. So if I can get that out of it and some of the dirt out of it, we'll do that too, just to get it ready to drive type of thing. I just noticed there's an extra cigarette lighter on the dash. But yeah, I'm sure there's gonna be a lot of things we find in it when we actually tear into it a little bit more once we get her home. I'm trying to share a video of it, but I have no idea how to or record on it. I still gotta figure that out if I can. I know I can take pictures. I don't know if I can record video and then try to transfer it to my phone. I don't know. Plus, I won't be able to see it by my, out here anyways because of the sun. So I'd love to share it with you, but I just have to let you know what happens when I look. As far as I can tell with this thing, I can't see nothing in the sunlight. It looks empty, and I pushed it all the way out on the bottom. There's no fuel on the lens, so I think we might be good as far as that goes. And I didn't see any rust, but like I said, it's hard to tell. So I think I'm going to go ahead and open it up and kind of vacuum some of this a little bit, get some of the glass out of it, maybe blow it out. Well, I'll move the truck and blow it out this direction because the wind is blowing from that way. So yeah. Let's get the vacuum out and vacuum this thing up. I'm not going to videotape it. One of the things I noticed about this, because originally it was a 292 truck. And you see where the shifter's at? Right in the middle? Well, that's typically for the V6 or the inline 6 locations. And I think they just put this thing in here in the inline 6 location because everything's hitting. Like I said, the clutch bar right there is hitting the exhaust manifold. Everything seems to be crushed down, and the balancer's even above the K-member. So I think this needs to be moved all the way forward here. And then the drive shaft needs to be modified because on the V8 trucks, that shifter hole is up on that area right there. I can show you when we get back home at the 69, or I'm sorry, the 70. Because it originally had a V8. The body had a V8. The chassis is a V6 or an inline 6. So I'll just show you when I get home what I'm talking about. But I had to fill that area because the transmission is supposed to be further forward along with the engine. So they just put this engine in the same location, kept the transmission in the same place, and just stuck this thing in here just however it fit. So that's something we need to remedy, because even the distributor back there is right up against the firewall. All right, so this is my 1970 GMC. I'm sure a lot of you already know about this truck. I just wanted to show the comparison of where the distributor is at. See the amount of room there is between, let me get that. Look at that. There's 4 or 5 inches, maybe 6 inches of room. There should be a little bit of a gap back there. So that's something we'll have to remedy later on once we get this thing home and get everything going on it. Still gotta put the fuel system on it. But right now I need to get wheels. We got wheels. Just can't find tires because 15s are a pain in the butt to find. We thought these 16s would work, but we were wrong that the rally wheels that come on these trucks were 15 or 16s. We thought they were 16s, so we had these 16-inch wheels that we were gonna put on it, and no, it didn't work. So that's where we're at with that, trying to find some 15-inch tires, because I got the wheels, no problem. Just can't find tires. So I'm gonna stop at a few tire shops, see if they have any takeoffs, because I don't want to spend a whole lot of money on them. But hopefully I can find some used ones somewhere. But yeah, that's where we're at with this. Gotta find the wheels. Once we find wheels, then we can get into the fuel system, making this thing run. And I checked on parts for brakes. They're only like, I could pretty much rebuild the whole front end of this brake system for like 50 bucks. So that's probably what I'll do. Hoses and new wheel cylinders. I'm sure the master cylinder will be fine. They usually are, unless they've like been completely like destroyed, but I think we'll be all right with it. So that's definitely some of the things we need to do. That engine needs to be moved forward, and we'll figure that out once we get this thing home. This is what I was talking about on that the C10. See where the V6 boot's at? Well, I had to move that hole back because the original hole for a V8 is up here. And what they did on that was they just slapped the V8 in there on top of the, and kept the transmission where it's at. So that's something we need to remedy on that truck, because like I said, the distributor is rubbing the firewall, the crank pulley is above, or is, you know, on top of the K-member. So that's definitely something we need to change out. All right, so we actually found some 15-inch tires today, but the problem is these rims take 235 75s. These are 205 75s, I believe. Yeah, so they're a little narrower. So hopefully I can get them to stretch onto the wheels. We already got a new valve stem on this one. So let's get this thing put back on here. See if we can get this tire installed. And we might have to employ the fire and brake clean method in order to get these things to go on. Make sure you soap up the ring, just spraying it. You don't. Some people don't use a sponge, or will use a sponge or something, but this is good enough. A little bit of water I get in there won't matter. We are going to have an audience because the cows are out. So usually on a normal tire machine, I'll throw this on there, and usually I can make it go on without having to use this pipe, but it doesn't look like it's going to happen. So I'm not sure how this thing's supposed to work. I'll look at the video real quick again. Well, there's that. Get that part on, the rest of it will be easy. I don't know. So I don't know how the heck you're supposed to use that end of it, but now comes the fun part. Trying to figure out how I'm going to get air into this thing. Good times. Hey, there's a dot. Okay, let's take it into the shop. Try to get this thing to seat somehow. I'm going to see if I can just get this thing to start going, but I don't know. It's a pretty big gap. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. Oh boy, do we try it? Some brake clean or starter fluid and see what kind of explosion we can have. We should do it outside. Well, so that was a weird noise. Figured instead of going and spending, you know, $10 to $15 a tire to get them popped on there, which would be what, $60. I just decided to spend $150 or $160 and buy my own bead setter. So I don't know. We'll see how it works. Hopefully it works. But that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna try this thing out. I don't know if it's gonna work or not. I got it set to 100 PSI, but I don't know. Kind of seems like it worked, but automatic air thing ain't really automatic airing. It sucks that my air compressor is so small that it takes forever to fill it. I think we got it most of the way on. See if just hitting it on this side right here will do it. All right, I think it will work. It's going to take some time. Got the pop. It's on there. Wait for this bead to pop. It's about to. There it is. Yay! Just to see how much pressure is actually in it right now. Sorry for the noise with the air compressor until I get a new one. That's what we got. It's only at 20. There's 36. These are good to, can't read. Let's say 65. Let me get glasses on so I can see. They're good to 65. Let's go up to 50. Just to make sure they're seated and hold air. Well, the truck might be a little bit of a low rider with these, but hey, these are tires that hold air. All right, so we have the truck hooked up to that. You want the outside of the rim being under, so it beads on that first while you're filling it with air. And we got that set to 100 PSI. So let's see if it'll work. You might not be able to hear anything because I turn the compressor. I have to turn the compressor back on. I thought I recorded popping one of these on after I had said, you know, I got it set to 100 PSI and got the fitting on there. Apparently my camera shut off or something, so I didn't get the actual pop of the thing, and that thing was loud. But got them all mounted and ready to go. So they look like something you put on something that's got stance, you know, with the negative camber all the way in. But it'll work to get the truck rolling and driving. Heck, these are drivable, and they've been holding air for at least an hour, maybe 2 now. So I think we're good on that. And I got a mess to clean up in here, and then get these things taken over to the yard and put on the truck. Maybe do a fuel system and get that thing driving. Won't stop yet, but we'll get it driving. You know how I was a little suspect about how easy these rear ones would turn? Well, there's your problem. There's nothing in them. Look at that drum, completely shattered. So wish I could get that cable out of the way. It's gonna make noise rolling, but whatever. At least I know that they're definitely not locked up. This side doesn't even have the drum on it. It's just wide open. Which, you know, whatever. It'll be able to roll. Look, those leaf springs are broken. See how there's a couple missing? So a lot of stuff we got to remedy on this thing, but it's all good. Well, there you have it. First time she's been on all fours, probably in a long time. Because I said the last time this was tagged was 95, so 31 years ago. We got all four on the ground now. So this thing is it rolls, so it's drivable in my opinion. We gotta get some gotta pull some exhaust off though, because if you look right here, you see how the exhaust is kind of falling off. So need to get that pipe off, and I'm not sure what's going on up there, if I have to tie that up or what, but yeah, we got a mess there. And probably pull the because you see the wire right there too, that's for the tail lights. It's dangling back here as well, so to get that up and out of the way so it doesn't get stuck on anything. The next thing I want to do is get the seat out of here so I can take it home with me and clean it up and get it somewhat usable. Plus I need to get to the tank so I can see if it's any good or not. And these seats don't fold forward, otherwise they just fold it forward. But you have to unbolt it, and it's underneath the upholstery right there, so it's a pain in the butt. And they're also a big Phillips head, so yeah, you need like an impact driver or whatnot. But yeah, so that's what we're gonna do next. I'm a little winded from getting the tires put on. I know I'm out of shape, what can I say? I retired from the Navy 10 years ago. I don't work out anymore. Heck, 11 years ago now. Man, she's looking good on all fours. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it today, but I might say it a few more times. Let me latch the buckle. There we go. I didn't hear that. Looks like no middle seat belt. That is. These door cards are actually covered in like a leather or something. I figure I should warn you, it is the season of butt cracks and ugly, skinny, veiny chicken legs, because it's summertime, it's getting warm. So I'll be wearing shorts more often. And when I wear shorts, because I don't have a butt, my pants don't stay up, so you might get a crack shot every now and then. Oh. Look at that, what is that? That's a pretty serious hose. We used to use hoses like this on the ships. Pretty cool. We got cardboard covering that's in some of these. Wow, what a mess. Get this loaded up so we can take her home and clean her. So we have a place to sit. These are so awkward. Put something on top of the pad so it doesn't fly out. But I want it to be out in the air so the highway can help clean it. Got a pretty good mess in here. All that glass rear window. You saw the trim still there. I didn't bring a shovel or nothing. I'm sure you can find something to scoop that out with, but I'm not going to bore you with that. Oh, I pulled the sending unit out. Scoped it, and the tag looks pretty clean actually. There's a little rust in the bottom of it, but look at the sending unit. There's not a bit of rust on that, and I blew through and it blows through fine. The sock seems all right. You see there's a little bit of a crack where it's been sitting on the bottom, but I figured I'll replace the hose between that hard line and the hard line in the frame and put a filter in there, and we should be good to catch anything coming out of it. That's what I did on the 1 ton. And it's been fine, so I think we'll be all right just putting gas into this and hooking the rest of the fuel system up. Then I'm sure it's going to be a carb issue at that point. So yeah, we'll figure that out too. All right, I need you all to watch that filter, see if it fills up with fuel. Hopefully I had enough in the tank. The tank checked out okay. I'm not sure about the line going from here to there, but I blew through it. It seemed to blow through, but I don't know. We'll find out in a second. Plus it'll probably flood real bad too. Oh yeah. we got fuel. We still don't have an accelerator pump or nothing yet, so that's going to be the issue. No doubt that was running on gas from the tank. We got fuel down here, and it was running. Just won't stay running because of idle. I don't know if I can turn the idle up or not. Can't run coolant, by the way. I discovered a nice hole in one of the freeze plugs. The idle screw's not even touching the throttle at all. Sounds like we have an accelerator pump too. That's crazy. Probably back the idle down a little bit now. Look at that. Oh, we got a good runner here. Oh, and a leaker. Hold up, now we're going to try this again. Make sure it's not leaking anymore. The line was loose. Looks like the fuel pump is leaking. Brand new fuel pump, leaking. Damn. Alright. Well, we know it runs, so we're good. So that kind of figures a brand new fuel pump's leaking. But, well, it's not brand new. I'm not sure actually how old it is. It came with my old motor in the 70 GMC 2500. But, yeah, shouldn't be leaking out from the bottom of it. So, anyways, well, we know we're good. This thing will run and probably drive. Just won't stop, and we can't cool it, and we can't charge it. But we know where we're at with it now, at least. So we're doing good. We might be leaking some fuel, but I want to see if this thing will move. I don't even have a seat in there, but I can sit on the floor and do it. That's what I'm talking about. We got a runner, we got a driver. Definitely don't have a stopper though. The brake pedal was frozen and I popped it. So, and there's no brakes anyways. We know that. So, yeah. Oh yeah, that's awesome. All right, so today we're out here getting the brakes worked on here. So we're gonna get this wheel off. Hopefully everything except for the wheel cylinder and the hose is still good enough to use. I got it blocked here. I got it in gear right now. So I'm just going to block the wheel as well. We are on kind of a downhill slope here. It did rain yesterday, so it might get a little muddy. But I got a tarp that I'm going to probably put down. Just locked in here. Let's see how that holds up. I am jacking up from the control arm right now, so it might drop it down too far. Or it might drop it down perfect. We'll throw a tarp down here so I'll stay a little bit less muddy. So I'm actually waiting on parts. They're not going to be here till like 2. But I want to get this off here and make sure the parts I ordered are the right ones. Also want to check to see if the part that was leaking was the fuel pump or the line. We'll figure that out too. So I got a new fuel pump coming too, and I brought another line. If I have to, I'll go grab a hard line and make a new one. If it comes down to that. I don't think y'all need to watch me do this, so I'm just gonna speed you up and go through it nice and quickly. So I basically wanted to bring the bare minimum today of what I thought I needed, and forgot to bring some PB blaster, so gonna need that for the hose for sure. So it's closer to run to town than it is to go home. But yeah, we got it off there, and everything looks like it'll work. So I think we'll be all right. I get this wheel cylinder out. Looks like it's the right one. Actually, let's take a look at it. I may wait because I got to go home anyways today because I got parts coming in for the international. I'm not sure if that video is going to air before or after this, but looks like it's probably the right one. Bolted on by the big bolt on top there. Yep. Cool. All right, so we got the right ones ordered. It was the only option that was available without ordering it special, so I was kind of assuming it would probably be the right ones. But so we're good on that, which is awesome. Got the one off of there. I'm not going to worry about doing the other side until I don't want to I don't want to take the weight off the truck. Or what am I talking about? I don't want to take more than one wheel off at a time on this thing, just because it's doesn't have rear brakes. I got it in gear at least, so it shouldn't move, but you know, it's one of those things. So definitely need to clean it up, and I didn't bring brake clean. I didn't bring anything that I need to clean the stuff and break it all loose. So I didn't bring my line wrenches. I didn't even think about that. We'll get it figured out. At least I had a bucket to put the parts in that are greased. I'll probably re-grease everything. Maybe I'll take that. Maybe I will take the other side off. I just don't have any way of holding the whole thing up. Suppose I could figure something out. I don't know. Put a block under the other side or something. I don't know. That's where we're at. We're looking pretty good here. Thought I was actually loosening the automatic adjuster, but it didn't move. It just sprung it loose enough to come loose. So that's at least something. But y'all aren't going to believe this, but that line came loose and spins freely. Definitely tell we're not in the north. So look at that. It's loose. I ain't got that to pop loose back there, so we can pull this wheel cylinder out and at least be that much closer, and the hoses. So yeah, there's fluid in the line, so we should check the brake master, see what it's showing. Maybe pump it and see if it spews. If it does, then we're probably good for master cylinder. All right, you all watch that line right there, see if it does anything. I heard it. So that means there's a good chance the master cylinder will be good enough to run the front brakes. It's a dual pot master cylinder, so it can run the rear or the fronts alone. So that's good. I'm not going to pop it open yet until it's sealed back up. And then we go check the fluid level at that point. But yeah, we got the hose loose, so we can go ahead and pop that off and get the wheel cylinder off, and we'll be good to go. Look at that. Yeah, I know I already loosened it, but that right there's the reason why you always got to replace the hoses, because one, it's kinked right up here and split. These things compress. They're all cracked. It has fluid in it. It'll push fluid through because there's enough pressure in the pedal to do that, but it won't retract because there isn't enough pressure in the wheel cylinders to push it back. So that's why these things always go bad. All right, so now we can get this out. I got the gun right here. There is a lock tab on here, and I think I need to probably bend it down a little bit more. It's only on one side. Yeah, I think it's only on one side. So if I can get it bent a little bit further. Actually, what will probably work the best is the socket, because I got it started. So if I use the socket, freaking bugs, I gotta put some off on. There you go, nice and flat. These are kind of cool, the ones that just use the big bolt to hold it in, rather than those two little ones in the back. So we're good to go on that. All right. Heck, we could install the new one, but I don't really want to leave it out here in the dirt. So many spider webs. So yeah, that's definitely, see how dry it is. We need these push rods though, so yeah, those are all crusty. These are rebuildable, so I mean, but well, they used to be like $3 for these things, but now this one, I think they were $20 or no, $14 for these. Or no, they were 20 something. I have to look, but I could have got them off of Rock Auto for $10. They used to be like $3, but you know how that goes for parts these days. So, okay, so I need brake clean, which, like I said, I got a whole case of it at home, so I'm not going to buy anymore. That hose came free, which is awesome. And I think we're good to go on this. I got to wait till 2 o'clock or 2:30 for the brake parts. But we'll be able to work on the International after the mail comes at my house today, which is usually before 1:30. So, but yeah, I do have this wheel cylinder. The other one's coming at 2:30. I like it. I'm just kind of rambling at this point. It's crazy though how that engine is set back so damn far because they didn't move the transmission forward. But that's okay. Just kind of want to show a little bit of the backyard butchery this thing has on it. See that nail right there? That was the cotter pin for the bearings. On this fuel system here, this fitting going into the carburetor, that's an air line. That's an air fitting for air tools. You know, quick connect. So yeah, some things definitely need to be changed on this thing when we get it home. But you know, that's what it's a project. That's you know, the whole point of it is to get it saved out of the junkyard and bring it back to life and bring it back onto the road. So that's what we're gonna be doing. All right, so we got the parts to do everything now. I'm gonna pull the adjuster off just to clean it up. Hopefully we can break it loose. I got the wheel cylinder and the brake hose. So I guess we can start with that. Let's drop the freaking copper washer, which I'll probably need, I'm sure. I'll clean that up a little bit. Brought just a tool for that. So it'll do. Also got to figure out where I put all the tools I used earlier, because I brought more. It looks like it right there. That ain't going nowhere. Pop one of these tabs over top of it too to hold it in. So I'm not really too worried about it right now, but I do need to get this out of here. Might get my rubber mat out too. Get a little bit of padding, even though this doesn't really give much padding. I didn't bring any freaking rags, did I? God dang it. I seriously forget rags. I was just at Harbor Freight too. I could have grabbed another pack of them. Oh, I see one. Good enough. And yes, I put a tarp up to keep the sun off me a little bit. Get a little brake clean. Mainly to get the spindle clean. I don't see anything bad on it, so I think we'll be good to go for bearings. It's good. I brought grease, so we can grease them up a little bit more. I'm not going to pull them out and pack them. I'm just going to kind of grease them from the inside. So that's good. Let's see if I can get this adjuster out of here. One of these days I'm going to make a revival kit. Just something to take with me everywhere I go to help bring these things back to life. See, I don't want to take the spring off because that's like the biggest pain in the butt one to get off. But if I can get the adjuster out like that, and hopefully I can get it freed up. I did bring a torch. It's got to be very careful. It's one of the things I miss about being in my shop is I got a bench grinder. I'm going to clean all this stuff up and I'll be back once I'm done. It's pretty boring. So, got everything on there. Just enough tension on there. I don't want to go much more than that. Could probably use a little bit more than that. Worried about the back of this leaking because that stupid washer they gave you was way too big. That went right on nicely, so everything else was pretty good. So, gotta do the other side now. This side doesn't have a shock. It's missing a shock. And the shock tower too. I got those at home, but I just don't have shocks. But I don't think I need to make it home 20 miles. But yeah, if we need to adjust it out more, we can. In fact, I might do it anyways because it just seems kind of loose. It's hitting like low spots. Definitely got to rebuild all this stuff once we get it to the house, but I think we can drive it home the way it is. Just got to do the other side and get those brakes done. All right, the brakes seem to work, so we're going to test it out. Hopefully it fires up today. Got my microphone on so you can hear what I'm saying and doing inside the truck. I'm still sitting on the floor. Now we don't have a clutch? What the heck happened to the clutch? It popped out down there. What the hell? Well, that's going to need some adjustment at some point, but not right now. Definitely before I drive it home. Just supposed to be stopping, not doing anything else. All right, there's clutch. Now the brakes kind of work. Hey, you stopped me. Still can't run it too long because it doesn't have any coolant in it. Oh, great. Now I'm locked in the truck. But it does stop. So that's something. Cool. With the battery staying in place. Yeah. Gotta figure out how to tie that down before we drive it home though. And we gotta do a coolant system still, a charging system, fix the fuel pump because I'm pretty sure it's still leaking. Yep, still leaking. But I got a new one, so I think thought maybe it'd be the line, but it's not. Definitely coming from underneath. Looks like it's from the outlet block. But yeah, she kind of stops. Kinda. I think a new master cylinder would definitely help because the fluid's going somewhere and I don't know where. We got to tie some stuff up underneath, like the emergency brake stuff, or parking brake stuff, whatever you want to call it. So here's the issue with the brakes. You see how it's spewing? For whatever reason, it drains from the back reservoir and spews out of the front, so like overflows the front. And but it is working, and it feels like it's got a pedal. It's weird. It just seems like it's backwards to me, but Yeah, there's definitely a pedal there. But I think if we replace the master cylinder, it'll probably be all right. Which, you know, got to do that anyway, especially if I'm going to probably convert to disc brake anyways. See how it's spewing? So something is causing it to empty the rear and fill up the front. But the fronts are the fronts on this. And it's, you know, drum, so I don't know. It's weird. And there's no other way of hooking it up. I tried. The two different sizes going into the proportioning valve. Yeah, we did good. This thing's almost ready to go home. So we are back at the junkyard again today. God, I love this truck. It's so cool. I just love the patina on it. The blue with the rust is so just perfect. You know, there's a few dings in it. Obviously, some rust repair is going to need to be done. Let's get in here. We got to do a fuel pump, alternator, water. Get that get the freeze plug replaced. Hopefully, it's the only one. But I have all of them, so it ain't a big deal if I have to change more than one. But here we go. You see right there. There's a hole in that freeze plug. So we're going to change that one out at least. And then worry about the rest of them if we have to. So you want to try to get it to spin around like that so you can grab a hold of it with a pair of pliers. You can use the pliers for leverage if you got a hold of it. This one's just should just come right out because it's not much left of it. There's the hole. The original hole was right there, I think. And we made, no, that was the original hole. And we made the rest of them. Put a new brass plug for freeze plug in it. All right, let's hope that does it. All right, I think might as well go ahead and test to see if it'll hold water or how much this will actually go in with the wind blowing the way it is. And other than that freeze plug, and it was covered in dirt. The system was sealed up, but I don't seem to have any water in it. Don't see no leaks yet. Okay, I hear something running. Oh. So the one on this side's leaking too. Why is it just the fronts? Not that I'm complaining, because the fronts are the ones you want to be leaking because they're the easiest to get to. So we got at least one more we gotta fix. All right, well, we're fixing another one. I'm not gonna bore you with that. So this is where I show you that I replaced the other freeze plug. And I think I started filling the water up and it was leaking out the back at this point, and that hole right there in the radiator. So we got more freeze plugs and a hole in the radiator that I'm kind of talking about here. My microphone must not have been working. But so yeah, we got a leak in the top of the radiator, which I can drive it with that and I'm not too worried. But the freeze plugs in the back and underneath on the sides need to be replaced. So one of them's underneath the motor mount, which is going to be a pain. Hopefully those ones aren't bad, but the two behind in the back side are also bad. So I'll have to replace those. But we're going to do that off camera. It's not going to be something I can be able to record. So I just wanted to cover what this part of this video was. Just talking about the leaks that still need to be repaired. All right, I got the fuel leak fixed. Now we got to do exhaust leaks and all that, but I don't have my jack to be able to get under there and do the freeze plug, so it's gonna have to be another time, or I'll go home and get stuff. Definitely got a miss or two. She's running. I had to throw in the towel. There's no way I was able to change all the freeze plugs with one behind the motor mount here in the yard. So I'm gonna take her home and finish her up there. It'll get her roadworthy. Still gotta do titling on it, so that's gonna take about 3 months, but yeah, we'll drive her once we get her home. Well, this ain't good. Damn transmission line popped out of the transmission. Oh, what the hell? Saw smoke behind me and had to pull over. But that's transmission fluid. Gotta let it cool down before I can even think about doing anything with it. But yeah, I saw the line is loose. So it popped out of the transmission for some reason. It was way too hot for me to even think about trying to work on it. Well, we made it home without a, well, can't say without a hitch because this did fine. The trailer did fine. The transmission line, the cooler line on this decided to pop off in the middle of the highway on my way home. Luckily, my buddy Freddie over at Elk City Pick rescued me, brought me some transmission fluid after I got it clicked back in there. Hopefully this is coming through because it's windy. But we got the blue truck home. We gotta come up with a name for it. But I drove it up onto the trailer, so it is drivable, but it just needs I need to fix the freeze plugs. There's no way I could done that in the yard, unless I would have taken the trailer over there and used it. But I need to lift the motor because there's two of them behind motor mounts, so I don't want to deal with that in the yard. But we'll fix it here, but we can drive it. It's drivable the way it is right now. We just don't have coolant in it, and it kind of stops. But she's home. Another one saved. Damn clutch rod's a pain in the butt. There you have it. She's off the trailer. Clutch linkage is disconnected again. But hey, I can drive her. Just need to get that cooling system set up. It's gonna need a new radiator and the freeze plugs replaced at least. But yeah, really like the look of this truck. The blue patina is real nice. I think that's going to do it for this video on the 1969 C10 that we pulled out of a junkyard. I'd hoped to drive it home, but we didn't get a chance to, but we got it home, so at least there's that. There's still a lot to do on it, but it does run and drive. I mean, I could drive it up and down the road if I wanted to. It's got some kind of brakes, but as of right now, I need to work on the cooling because it still needs freeze plugs, which is the reason why I gave up at the junkyard, because I wasn't going to try to replace those at, on the ground in the dirt at a junkyard. So she looks pretty cool back there. But anyways, if you like this video, leave a like down there. This is, what, by the way, the longest video I've ever made. It's over an hour and 45 minutes now. But I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, let me know down in the comments if you want longer videos. I can make them longer. I can show more detail on the revivals I do. But anyways, if you like this video, leave a like down there. Leave me a comment. Let me know what I can do. I can do better. Subscribe while you're at it if you want to. Heck, I can't speak. Why not? It's free. But anyways, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff like I've said before. Turn on your notifications. Lots of videos coming up, lots of revivals coming up. I know people like those. They seem pretty popular. And I've got a in with the junkyard that allows me to go in there, whenever I want to make my videos. So it's really cool. And most of the stuff is for sale. So just remember that too. So if you're interested in the vehicles you see in the videos, any vehicles you see in the videos, send me an email at ogresspeedshop@gmail.com and we'll figure out a price for you. But anyways, on that note, if you've been here this long, I really appreciate it, especially this really long video. And until next time, I'll see y'all later.